is the financialization of our economy. We have handed over the future of this country to a banking group, 6 banks that operate in the shadows, unaccountable to the people, yet more powerful than Parliament. They influence decisions at the South African Reserve Bank. They dictate who can get a loan, who can open a bank account, who can own property, and who can access funding for a business. Despite being the majority consumers, black people have no influence over the banks. There are 28 registered banks, 30 cooperatives, and 76 life insurances in South Africa. None of them is controlled by black people. Yet, they are the very same institutions that determine whether we live in dignity or die in poverty. They decide whether we can get insurance for our homes, health, and lives. They decide whether we qualify for a loan to start a business or to send a child to university. These institutions are sitting on a balance sheet of over 12 trillion, and this 12 trillion is not being used to develop townships, not being used to build industries, not being used to invest in the rural economy. It is a wealth concentrated in the hands of a few, mostly white men, who use it to reproduce their privilege and deepen our poverty. Even worse, the very financial institutions are now targeting our strategic state-owned companies. They are leading the push for privatization, not through open sales, but through the back door. Instead of declaring that they are selling SOEs, the neoliberal coalition has adopted a strategy of defunding these entities, collapsing their operational capacity, and selling off what they call non-strategic assets. They have already started with Transnet. Our ports and rail infrastructure, built over more than a century, are being handed over to the private operators under the guise of efficiency. But this is not efficiency for the people. It is efficiency for profit. They've moved to privatize electricity generation at the expense of Eskom, fragmenting the energy system and exposing poor communities to price increases and unreliable services. South African National Defence Force is collapsing because of underfunding and collapse denial, and soon they will say it must be outsourced too. Every SOE, every public asset, every institution of national development is being deliberately weakened so it can be handed to friends, families, and foreign cronies until there is nothing left. Meanwhile, the same countries that preach neoliberalism to us are doing the opposite at home. The UK announced in the past 12 months that they are renationalizing their rail and energy sector. Just this week, they committed to nationalizing their steel industry to protect jobs. America is fighting with any country that won't give them cheap minerals, not because they are charitable, but because they want to reindustrialize and create jobs for their own citizens. Our president, on the other hand, went to the White House and committed to continue the failed economic policy of exporting raw materials. When the racist, ignorant Donald Trump said, "We need your minerals to create jobs for our people,"